Live. Canvas Live sessions are presented by Canvas community members and/or Instructure employees to help Canvas users improve and enhance their teaching and learning with Canvas. So my name is Renee Carney, and I'm one of the community managers here at Instructure. And we're going to dive into our ideas on your ideas. So a little bit of information about the recent changes to the feature idea process. So thank you for joining us, and we're just going to dive in. So first, we're going to talk about the processes of change. We took an approach with community input, and we gathered a lot of that. I'm going to dive in, and then we're going to look at what stayed the same and then what changed. So our community input, we had 8 feature ideas that came in through our idea process, the original one, and they were in the Meta community. So if you're in the community, you might have seen that. So we definitely looked at those. We posted out a survey to anyone that wanted to respond. We had 77 responses, and we had a focus group of 79 members, and that also was open to anyone that wanted to join. So as you can imagine, there was a lot of light reading, good long weekend to go through all of that content. And we kind of put it into some very specific themes. And the first were the positives. So what you told us was we wanted that you really appreciated having a direct impact on the product. So that was a positive. You really appreciated the democratic process, that anyone can come in anytime and participate. You appreciated the open conversations, that they were public and available for anyone. And then the transparency from the users and from our team on the Instructure side. So some of the things you weren't as happy with in the old process were searching and sorting, and the vote threshold, which was 100 votes in order to guarantee a response from our team. You thought that the voting window was a little bit low or short. And then that we said, not right now a lot. So let's dive into those. So first, what's staying the same? Anyone with a Canvas account can submit a new idea, and that's going to stay the same. So if you come in with an idea and you're logged in through Canvas, then you can submit that idea. So also staying the same is the democratic process. Anyone with a Canvas account that logs in can vote on that idea. And you can vote up or vote down. My apologies. Hold on just a minute. All right. So also staying the same. Sorry. Also staying the same is the open conversations. So anyone with a Canvas account can comment. Guys, I have to go chase someone away from the door. Just a minute. I am so sorry. I never have solicitors, and that just happened. So yes, English Bulldog there giving his input. But we'll laugh about it. Okay, so open conversations. Anyone with a Canvas account can comment. They can come in, join the conversation, and ask deeper questions, and just participate that way. So also staying the same is the transparency. Anyone on the web, so not even just with a Canvas account, but anyone on the web can see what's going on. If they go to the Canvas community, they can see what priorities are laid out by our product team. They can see what ideas we have in different stages, and they can see the comments that we're making as well as the conversations that you're having and participating in. So what's changing? First, we changed up searching and sorting. Searching didn't so much change. You can still use the highlight search or the spotlight search in the top right to search the entire community, or you can use that central search in the top part of Canvas Studio, which will search just the space, which is the ideas. But sorting, we did change up in that there's different ways you can search through different sorts of ideas. And the first is the product priority sorts. So if our product team has said, this is a priority that we're working on, we've allocated for, you can click into the explore and contribute of that priority space, and then you'll see a link in one of the stages, whether it's explore, design, develop, and test, for related ideas. And that will give you a list or a sort of all the ideas that are related to that project or priority. So you can also, on the right-hand side, sort by stage. If you want to see what's in development right now, you could click in development and sort by stage. Or we just put ideas into beta. This morning, I switched them over after the beta release notes were released last night. So you can go see what's new in beta that way as well. The browse by role or interest group will let you come in and say, I'm an instructor. I want to see what ideas relate to me as an instructor. So you can go in, click instructor, and see ideas that have been tagged with instructor. So all of these sorts are being done through our tags. So that's why it's very important if you do submit an idea that you tag your ideas, and you can use those role or interest tags as well. Another change is the vote threshold. We heard from so many of you that either 100 votes was too high or it was too low, and both are true. It was pretty high for those that were were participating to grab a lot. We did have a pretty good percentage at the top, but it wasn't a great way to really pick the cream off the top like we thought it would be. And then too low, when we figured out the data and how many people we have in this community, it was like 0.04% or less of the actual community was 100. So let's get rid of that arbitrary number. We're going to move to a percentile model. What we're going to do is if ideas have a high percentage of votes and or comments, so it might not just be votes, but if they're at the very top of their cohort of ideas in votes, those will continue on with their lifespan. Those that do not continue to earn those high percentages of votes will go into our cold storage or our archive. That's difficult to say those two words together, our archive. And then the official comments that we have been giving at that 100 vote threshold will also decrease in frequency. We're not going to guarantee a comment when they rise up to the top, but we as a community team will draw those ideas to the attention of our product team. They're already looking, we just make sure that they're aware. The lifespan of an idea or the voting window is going to change as well, or has already changed. We used to do 3 months to collect votes, and now we're going to change that to 6 months, and that starts the month that they are submitted, because now ideas are open upon submission. I don't know if you remember, it's been a couple months now, but we used to do the mass opening on the first Wednesday of every month, and then the closing on the first Wednesday of every month as well. So rather than pushing ideas through, we're going to take an approach of pulling them out if they need additional moderation or questions. So if your idea is submitted, it should be open for vote immediately. And if it needs additional information, you might see myself or another community manager or one of our amazing coaches change the stage to moderation, and then they might ask some follow-up questions. And again, a high percentage of votes and or comments might impact the lifespan. So it might live longer than 6 months. So the last one that we addressed was you say not right now a lot. So instead of saying that, which is part of why we're not going to guarantee a response on every single idea that reaches a certain threshold, you can just assume that the answer is probably not right now for those ideas that don't get responses. We're going to take an approach of telling you, here's what we're working on right now. And we're starting that with the product development priorities. So you can see that those three, the teacher and student analytics, Canvas teacher app, and quizzes.next are the first ones that we put out. And then there will be different ways for you to interact with those. So when you click into one of those stages, like Analytics 2, you will see additional stages. So explore, design, develop and test, release, and evaluate. Those are the stages that our product team actually goes through when they're developing content. So we're using the same language here that they're using to communicate it out to you. So in the explore stage, you'll see that they're gathering information. They might ask surveys, or we might put a list of related ideas that you can comment and vote on. You can submit new ideas that are related to that, and we give you a specific tag to use for those new ideas that are related to the priority. And then we might link to some Canvas Live sessions or other content, anything that kind of brings or gathers the information around this priority and develops the focus. In the design stage, which Canvas teacher app is in, it's going to move here shortly to the develop and test stage, but design stage, we might have places for you to sign up to look at initial designs or mock-ups or concepts. There could be also, again, more related ideas where the PM has said, PM is product manager, has said these ideas are definitely part of the scope of this project, so let's get some more information on those. And Canvas teacher will be opening up a focus group here soon, so there will be more in-depth conversation around the design and then the development and testing of that app. And it just so happens that the first three we launched with were in 3 distinct stages, so this was great to be able to use as an example. But quizzes.next is in the develop and test stage. It's been there a while, so that's something to be aware of as well with these priorities. They could be in certain stages for a while. And the quizzes.next project is going to launch a testing window in April. So signups are available for that now as well. Then later on, once these priorities move through the processes, there will be release stages. So it'll be connected to release notes, or there might be opportunities for conversations when things are released. We might post discussions, surveys, so on. And then the evaluate stage. We want to know, did we hit what we say we were going to hit? So when we laid out the scope and said this is how we will measure success, did we hit that? So we want to bring that to the community as well. And then coming soon, like in a matter of days, we'll be launching the Gradebook Enhancements priority. So you'll get to see where we're at there and interact as well. I did want to throw in a little bit more information here about what's staying the same when it comes to releases and how feature ideas interact with releases. So something we're very proud of is every release, I think except for one, when I went back and looked through, I think there was one that did not have a tie back to a feature idea. So for the past 2 years, every release that we have sent out has had a link back to an idea that came directly from our community. And you'll note that in the release notes, it'll say Canvas community contributions, and then there will either be a link to a direct idea or a few ideas if there's more than one. If you're following an idea, you'll see it marked complete when it is complete. It'll get a new green banner and then a comment at the bottom that says it's complete. So that comment, if you're following that idea, will actually trigger an alert or notification to you. So that's a great way to keep tabs on ideas that you're very interested in. And then we like to recognize the work that you do to help us in every aspect of our processes or in the community. So in the old gamification system, we had a badge, and that the left-hand side there with the purse is what it looked like. Now with the new gamification system, it's actually a little easier to say thank you to you all. We can actually do it inline and don't have to go to a different system to do it. But ROI, return on investment, you definitely are investing your time, and we like to thank you for that. So just a little kudos there and some points attached as well. So just jumping back, we talked about direct impact, we talked about democratic process, open conversations, and transparency. We changed up searching, we changed up the vote threshold, the voting window or the lifespan of an idea, and we're hopefully addressing everything that we would say not right now on by telling you what we're working on so you can invest your time in that. And it makes it a little easier for us to also invest in finding those ideas that we know we're working on or that really stand out and label them as in development, rather than spending our time going through a bunch of ideas and saying, oh, sorry, we love that idea, we just can't do it right now. So trying to use our time wisely. But are there any questions? I've been following the stream, and most of the entertainment was with my dog, which was awesome, yes. Oh, great question, Pamela. So she asks, can you explain what is meant by a high percentage of votes or comments? So Pamela, we're hoping to look at percentile. So if we take all of the ideas that were submitted in March and in September, we look at all of those ideas, we want to take the top. Right now, we're kind of just shooting for 10th percentile, but we'll have to see how many ideas actually fall in that window. So we might take a little more, or we might have to take a little less. It's kind of a game there to see which ones continue on through the voting process and move into that product radar stage where they get to continue to collect votes and conversation because they're clearly something that's important to the community. Does that help, Pamela? Any other questions? Okay, if there's no more questions, we'll go ahead and end this Canvas Live session. If you do have additional questions that you didn't want to ask here, you can always direct message me in the community. So, thank you.